Alrighty, Internet. We're going to do a little rebuttal session against, not so much against civic nationalism, but from the point of view of ethnic nationalism. Because there are some good contentions raised that are not completely without merit. The first of which I would say is almost like sort of have to do with Thomas Aquinas's just war theory, or like a preemptive strike. So if you're familiar with the man Hans Hermann Hoppe, he very much came to this conclusion that there was going to be people emigrating to the United States, whether they be from authoritarian regimes, etc., like communist nations, etc., that would have little to no conviction against the principles we espouse. Like, take for example free speech. That's a long, primarily Western European tradition of John Stuart Mill and those thinkers such as him. And an example actually relating to current political affairs of the day would be, I think it was yesterday, the 11th of January 2018, James O'Keefe and Project Veritas announced that undeniably Twitter was shadow banning conservatives, restricting free speech, and they didn't even have they had the audacity to cover it up, frankly, that they weren't they knew what they were doing was wrong. That's why they did it, covertly, tacitly, the shadow ban. And you can look up his video. It's pretty good. That actually prompted me to deactivate my Twitter account. A number of times I had threatened, I'm not going to use Twitter again, which I hadn't in a very long time, because censorship of people with critical views, such as Milo Yiannopoulos, Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, as you might know him. And I just found that the platform was never to my liking anyway. It was never the amount of characters was not the problem. It was largely the basis and stuff. Great, I guess, for spouting off a news article with a hyperlink. Sure, maybe that's fine. But if you want to have an intelligent conversation, firstly, the populace that's on Twitter isn't the people you want to have a conversation with, in my opinion. And secondly, it just didn't wasn't a good avenue for it. You got, what, 3-4 sentences you can fit in there. Can't collate a complete thought. Neither can I. I'm tangent. But, some, I guess, ethnic nationalists might suggest that a lot of the people that work in tech are actually not Americans. They come on H-1N visas. And they might say, aha, see, these are a lot of people from, India working for Twitter, and that's because they don't hold in common our values, our language, our culture, that's what makes it more easy for them to do this blatant act of censorship, which is very contrary to free speech. Naturally, it's antithetical. But I would assert that might make it more likely, but I'm certain that the people at Twitter can find people dubious enough from America, to do such things, because money talks. It's one of these things where Lord Acton's adage, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. The problem I have with the, I guess you might call them Pinochet genre libertarians that believe that you can do like a preemptive strike against communists because they don't hold your values, is that you throw these values that you claim to espouse under the bus. When you do that, you say, innocent till proven guilty, sort of thing. But these commies, I know they're just going to band together and overthrow society, so we have to do something. We have to be violent to them. And it's the same things that they say about Nazis. They say, there's it's a real problem, white nationalists and stuff like that, so we have to go around punching people that don't swear fealty to Karl Marx and stuff like this. So I think by and large it's very strange, but like I mentioned before, I follow a diverse range of people on the Politigram and whatnot, and the internet in general, and it's shocking to see there's people that allegedly are from opposite sides of the spectrum, my Afrocentrist sort of like we was kings, we was in space when Wadi was in caves, and then people that are like, oh, German culture is the best culture, music is the best, and without colonization, everyone else would still be in mud huts. They hold these same principles, like race mixing is evil, and all these things like that, where they could very much be. It seems like they're kith and kin, frankly, in philosophy, but they're at odds. They're complete animosity with each other. That's about all.